This is a blast from the past. Milo Yiannopoulos drops leaked audio of Richard Spencer allegedly reacting to the death of Heather Heyer. I don't want monetization on this one, apparently. Here we go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you doing? How are you? Hi, I'm Tommy C. This is Shot from the Point News. I hate monetization. I hate money. I hate monetization. Nah, well, we'll see. I think anything with Richard Spencer in the title is going to get clipped. But I woke up this morning. Actually, I saw this before I went to bed last night, and I saw it in my news team put it up, and I'm thinking, why didn't I make a video then? And I know I've said I don't do hard news. I think I'm going to do the stuff that moves me. I'm not going to turn this into a Trump channel or a poor conservatives channel. But yeah, I'll cover the politics that I find very interesting, and this is fascinating. Milo Yiannopoulos, strangely enough, the guy who introduced me to the alt-right as something other than it was, dropped leaked audio, and he claims that this audio is Richard Spencer reacting to the death of Heather Heyer, who was killed in a protest. I think it was in South Carolina in 2017. She was run over by some incel wacko follower of Richard Spencer. I think, and it's funny because the video, he juxtaposed the Richard Spencer, I think, that Richard Spencer wants you to see with the Richard Spencer that is if you strip away the mask. And it's pretty wild. So let's look at sane, good looking, seemingly okay Richard Spencer.
Kind of lead the Zoomers.
Oh, look who he's with. The lover of the disabled.
I'm not sure the Zoomers are voting, but whatever. Maybe. I'm not sure. We'll see. But there will be the construction of some kind of neo-alt-right that is basically all of its truly radical ideas are absolutely removed, and it becomes a kind of own the libs, middle finger to the Democratic Party, reliably Republican, edgy Trump-wearing kid movement. And absolutely. I don't think that is a good thing. And I will remain a critic because I need to remain authentic to myself.
We're coming. Okay, you saw the seemingly sane Richard Spencer. And apparently, now I can't confirm this is what Milo says. This is the reaction that Spencer had of the death of Heather Heyer, which is completely bizarre. But I want to point this out. Let me try to explain this correctly. If he's not reacting, if Milo lied or he's mistaken or something like, this is not a play. This is not him being an edgy boy. And I think that's also why this was juxtaposed. The other video was juxtaposed because he says he doesn't like those sort of edgy boys. He doesn't like those Trump cap wearing kids. This is actually pretty brilliant. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's pretty brilliant the way he put this video out. And that this is who he is. This is a very sick and twisted dude. And whether he's talking about Heather Heyer or not, whether he's reacting to it, there's plenty of context here to come away with. It's just, I guess I should play it.
Like a fucking 100 times. I am so mad. I am so fucking mad at these people. They don't do this to fucking me. We're gonna fucking ritualistically humiliate them. I am coming back here every fucking weekend if I have to. Like, this is never over. I win, they fucking lose. That's how the world fucking works. Little fucking kikes. They get ruled by people like me. Little fucking octoroons.
What's an octoroon? I don't know what an octoroon is. I'm sure I'm going to find out.
Ancestors fucking enslaved those pieces of fucking shit. I rule the fucking world. Those pieces of shit get ruled by people like me. They look up and see a face like mine looking down at them. That's how the fucking world works. We are gonna destroy this fucking town.
Whoa! Was he signing up to play a racist in a Hollywood movie? So that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't really matter what the context is. The only circumstances that I can think that the context is if he was saying something to the effect of, this is how the media perceives me, and he went through that whole act. And it's deliberately be taken out of context. But here's the thing. I don't think a guy that's openly believes in ethno-states, I'm just not shocked that he might have those feelings about folks. And before I get a lot of crap, not laughing at the racism, I am laughing at the insanity. And obviously somebody who suffers from severe narcissism and who's utterly insane, and somebody who belongs nowhere near any kind of power that could be granted to him by the government. It's important to say that. And I think one of the reasons I did this video, I know, I think maybe pre-civil rights, people that grew up in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, and if you were, especially if you're black, and being dumped on by cops and not having opportunities that other people had, that might draw you legitimately to the far left. It's still no way to go, but it's I guess it's a little more understandable. I guess it would be. I think it's almost forgivable if you're being oppressed like this. And I think, I'm not saying that whites are being oppressed, but I do see, and many times in college campuses, you can't have an opinion because you're white. Your opinion doesn't matter because you're white. You don't understand the struggle. And you're seeing this on university, big university, not just some small crackpot one or some small crackpot campus. We're seeing this pretty regularly. We're seeing people like Ben Shapiro and who's a Jew, and PewDiePie being smeared, being called Nazis. So you might come away with the conclusion that Richard Spencer is just one more on the list that are being smeared by anybody who deigns to disagree with the left. Not in Spencer's case. Not at all. This is who he is. This is a madman. This is really, and I guess I'm talking to like anybody being pushed to extremes, no matter what the no matter what the color of your skin is, no matter who you happen to be born with, your ethnicity, religion, whatever. But this is how people like this get power. If you shit, it doesn't matter what the group is, on a certain group long enough, there's no Richard Spencers when I was growing up. None. There's a handful of Ku Klux Klan's guy down south in the Midwest got together, said the N-word on Saturday, and had barbecues. That was the far right with me growing up. But this is probably created in some aspects. First, there's some people that buy into this automatically, but the guys I'm talking about, the guys on the fence. The white kid that went to his history class or English class and got shouted down and was told he can't have an opinion or it's invalid because he's white. You might be attracted to this. The same way that black kid that grew up in the 40s learned to hate whites by the crap that he was receiving. Does that seem fair? Is it realistic? Do white people have problems? And I do. I think this kind of insanity in our campuses. And I mean, geez, like right after Trump got elected, he was a white nationalist. I mean, what Richard Spencer said here is a liberal's wet dream, because then you'd have justification to get rid of him. But I think the thing that I want to point out, the thing I want to push the most in my commentary here, This is no way to go. This is insanity. It'll probably hurt you down the road, and you'll definitely grow out of it. Absolutely grow out of it. This guy convinces other guys who can't fit. They're misfits. They're incels that don't want to learn not to be incels. They're losers. You don't have to go this route. Whatever bullshit you're putting up with, you don't got to go this route. There's plenty of right-wing options of sanity. Yes, you'll probably still be called a Nazi either way, but doesn't mean you have to go with the nut job, the crazy person, the would-be murderer. I don't think that's unfair to say after we heard this rant. I don't think this guy would have any problem murdering people. I enslave these people. I'm the last face you look at. Burn his town to the ground. Now, I think everything up until then was probably protected by the First Amendment. Burn his town to the ground probably wasn't. But there you go. I think that's what I want to push the most. There's alternatives to extremist wackos on both sides. And for anybody that's a minority out there that listens to me, you could be pushed to extremes too, and to the black version of Richard Spencer. It could happen real easy, real quick, and it's going to fuck up your life too. I'm an American. I want Americans to succeed. This guy, you ever see the movie Falling Down? I like that movie. I think it's great. It's considered a far-right movie in some corners. And Michael Douglas says this, I guess he goes in this far-right wacko sort of Army-Navy store. He says something to the effect of...
we're the same, you and me. We're the same, don't you see?
We are not the same. I'm an American. You're a sick asshole.